Peace and love to you, beautiful deep divers. Another gorgeous day in the heart of nature. I'm surrounded by birds, leaves, trees, bees. We got the birds singing. We got the squirrels like eating all of my... Hey, stop eating that, right? We got the cat down the road over there. Take that, take that, take that. Good ass energy I'm sending you. Look, deep divers, I hope you're coming out into nature. I hope you're coming out into beautiful spaces so you can, breathe in that good ass prana, baby. I woke up today and I said, oh my gosh, today is going to be fabulous because I said so. Raising the frequency. Raising the vibration. Now, deep divers, someone sent me a message. You got a message from me. Add me on Instagram at Ralph Smart. They're like, Ralph, when will it all end? When will it all end? And I'm like, what all end? Of course. We're in the midst of a global pandemic. Of course. Yes. When will it all end? Great question. And we're going to dive into that. But first and foremost, I want to remind you that everything you see happening in this world out there does not have to interfere with what is going on in here. You see, I know that the world is kind of strange right now, but it's not going to interfere with my inner peace because my inner peace is the highest form of wealth. Slow motion this side. So we've all got choices. I could have stayed indoors, living in fear, but I chose to come into the heart of nature to be free. And that's why it's already ended for me. I'm in the fifth dimension, deep divers. Raising the frequency. Peace. Infinite waters, diving deep once again. Beautiful deep divers, we are out here in the heart of nature. When will it all end? A lot of people for the last 2 years have been really going through it, feeling isolated, feeling locked down, no pun intended. A lot of people have felt alone, have felt frustrated with the state of the world, discouraged, losing their appetite. A lot of people can't sleep. A lot of people are like, gosh, Ralph, I can't go on any longer. And I'm here to remind you, please don't give up. Because the moment you want to give up, at that same moment, the miracle happens. And we ain't even had breakfast yet. Can I get a hello? We live in a world so fake, the truth actually scares people. When will this all end? When people are ready for the truth. You want the truth? You can't handle the truth. Many people in this society are afraid of facing the music. And this is why we do things to distract ourselves. We dance on TikTok. We scroll through news feeds which don't serve us. We watch videos which don't serve us. We listen to songs that don't serve us. But ultimately, it's because the human being is on the run from itself. When will this all end? When human beings stop running away from themselves. When they remind themselves everything that's happening right now on the planet is the purge. Humanity's collective shadow has now caught up with them. What? Say it again. Humanity's collective shadow has now caught up with humanity. And the shadow is what so many of us are running away from. We don't want to face ourselves. But what happens when the shadow catches up with us? We now can no longer turn away because it's right in our faces. We're now seeing humanity's shadow in the open and nobody can hide it away. It's there. And this is why a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, I can't deal with this right now, because for the longest time we've been trying to distract ourselves, but now you're now seeing the world slowly turn into a 1984 Orwellian nightmare. When does this end? When each individual realizes they are responsible. You are responsible for this reality you are living in. We are all responsible. We have all created this. You and I have created this. Society is you and I. And the only ones that can get us out of this is you and I. And this is how it all ends. When you say, actually, I have a part to play. Am I a part of the problem or a part of the solution? Am I doing the right thing every single day? Am I in alignment with my sole purpose? You see, if I wasn't making videos inspiring people, I would have been part of the problem, part of the machine, part of the matrix. But I chose to say, wait a minute, I've got a gift. I can share it with the world. And now I'm helping people's mental health. You can also do the same thing. So don't just wait for the government to solve things. Say, actually, what is it I can do right now to help my local community? When will it all end? Everything ends when you stop complying with the system. When you remind yourself, you have handed over your power, handed over your energy willingly. And the only way all of this can come to an end is when you no longer give it away so freely. Your freedom is all you have. When that is gone, you have nothing left. When will this all end? When you stop living in a perpetual state of fear, which is false evidence appearing real. When you say, actually, I'm putting love first. What? Slow motion this side. I'm putting love over everything. You see, everything is happening for a reason. Even in a bad situation, you can find the lesson. Even in a terrible experience, you can extract the wisdom. When will this all end? When we actually find the message behind all of this. What is the message behind everything that's happening? We took everything for granted. We took just going on a plane for granted. We took just meeting up with friends for granted. But you see, when you take something for granted and it disappears, now you really miss it. Therefore, we have to learn to honor each other. You see, many people right now on the planet are starting to realize if we don't respect Mother Nature, we will no longer have Mother Nature. We got to remind ourselves every single day, we can get ourselves out of this. But we must take responsibility, which is responding to our own ability for what's happening. I always say, many people are under a dream spell in this matrix. Many people die at 18 and don't get buried until 75. Many people are conditioned from childhood, programmed, and this is why they cannot see greater than their programming. At the same time, millions of people are waking up. And it's your duty, if you wake up from the sleep, it is your duty to hold the line. It is your duty not to condemn those who are still asleep or judge those who are still asleep, but to have compassion for those who are still asleep, to say, actually, once upon a time, this was me. Thank goodness I woke up. I'm no longer believing the mainstream media. I'm no longer handing my power to elected officials who don't have my best interests at hand. If this was about health, health care would be free. Slow motion this side. When will this all end? When your desire to be free is greater than your desire to be enslaved. When your desire to be free is greater than your desire to live in this prison. Many people live their lives on the conveyor belt like mindless drones. Little do they know, their prison is becoming smaller. And when it all ends is when you can become aware that you've been living in a prison for your mind, and they've trapped you in the 5 sense reality. But when you learn to come into nature, I told you, ecotherapy, whoa, breathing in that good ass prana, baby, you will now realize you're a spiritual being having a human experience, a multi-dimensional being having a human experience. And you didn't come here to live in a state of fear. You didn't come here to live in lockdown. You didn't come here to take something against your will. You didn't come here to do something against your will. You can say no. Those two letters, N-O, the most powerful letters you can say. No. And when enough people say no, this will all end. When enough people are ready to face infinity without flinching, this will all end. When you are ready to turn down their volume and turn up your inner volume of your intuition, which is always leading you to the right place and telling you what you need to do. It's always looking out for you. And that's why the universe is my bodyguard. I can see things before they happen, feel things before they happen. Dance like a butterfly, sting like a bee. I'm not Muhammad Ali. I'm not Muhammad Ali deep divers, but I'm infinite waters. Smile. When will this all end? Remind yourself what it means to be human. To be human means to be humane, which means to have compassion for all life forms on the planet. Many people have become disconnected from each other, and separation is the only way they can control you. When you unite, you see right now they are creating a war between the vaxxed and the unvaxxed, but I told you, we are all one. We're all in this together. We're all in this together because the vaxxed think the unvaxxed are the problem. The unvaxxed think the vaxxed are the problem. No, we are all in this together. And when we see each other as human beings, when we stop dehumanizing each other and say, actually, we're similar, we are part of this oneness. Now we can realize we're all on the same team. In essence, we are. Because don't think you're safe because you're going along with the New World Order. It's going to affect your children as well. And when enough people see this, it will all end. As a psychologist, I'll tell you there's something called COVID anxiety syndrome. More children than ever have anxiety, depression, suicide rates going up. Why? Because of everything that's happening. What are we doing to the mental health of children? How are we supporting the mental health of children? We have to support the mental health of our children. This is when it will all end. There was a child, someone sent me a picture, and this child was drawing a self-portrait of themselves. And guess what? They drew the face mask on themselves because, you see, they have associated how they look with wearing a face mask 24/7. And that's why they drew the face mask. So even children don't really know what it's like to see their actual face. So we are creating huge mental disorders down the line, and it's already happening. And how it all ends is when we say, actually, parents, you got to stand up to say, wait a minute, let me protect the mental health of my children. You see, I'm of the generation, and I'm still young, but I used to play in tree houses with my friends. Nowadays, people are afraid of each other. Children aren't mixing. They're losing their social skills. They're not communicating. They're not learning how to communicate because of the fear that's around us. And we've got to remind ourselves, fear is the greatest thief of your joy, your happiness, and your serenity. And we have to learn to choose love over everything. I told you, they are afraid of love because love creates a world they cannot control. When does this all end? When you remind yourself, you don't have to be desperate. Because when you are desperate, desperation leads to fear. Fear leads to suffering. Don't be desperate. Don't think you've got a deadline. Oh, if I don't get this booster shot, I can't work. You can create a job. You can use this as an opportunity, I told you. Everything happening right now in the world is not a problem. It's an opportunity. We can use all of this negative energy. We can turn this energy into something that works out for us. To say, actually, this was a lesson, the greatest lesson, to never take people for granted because we are all we have, to never take our freedom for granted because this is all we have. When will this all end? When you say, actually, I'm choosing my humanity over their artificial insanity. I told you, they want you hooked up to the metaverse, the artificial world, just like in the Matrix. They want you never leaving your bedroom. That's why the whole agenda is to get you indoors. So you get used to staying indoors. You don't come outside so you can breathe and feel alive. They want to block out the sun, which is the light information you need to activate your pineal gland so you can get up out of here. You better wake up before it's too late. Sun gaze more. Get that vitamin D. Remind yourself. You don't have to become a cyborg. But the only way around that is to limit your time you spend on your iPhone. The apple, the symbol of you eating the forbidden fruit, losing your innocence. In other words, that was your ticket to the new world order and you don't even know it. Your iPhone is a great tool, but a dangerous master. If you are sleeping with your phone, don't you realize that's what this whole agenda is all about? Creating the smart grid and hooking you up into the mainframe, turning a human being into a human cyborg? I told you, they want a world without touch, no feeling. A world without smiles, no meaning. They want to turn a human being into an AI automaton. And that's why there's QR codes all around this place. And when will this all end? When you choose a human being over a QR code. When you choose, I told you, human beings were designed to be loved. Things were designed to be used. The problem with the world is that things are being loved and people are being used. There is nothing more precious than a human being. We got to start reminding ourselves to come together in community. Community over competition. Stop arguing with people on the same team as you because you're all in this together. Right now, you need unity. And it's great to see in the UK, other countries, people banding together in Austria, protesting, having one song, one voice. And that's how this all ends. People have to put aside their massive ego and remind themselves it's not an ego system, it's an ecosystem. When will this all end? When you say enough is enough, when you are sick and tired of being sick and tired, that's when this will all end. When will this all end? When you grow a backbone, when you stand for something, because if you don't stand for something, you will fall for everything. When will this all end? When people get brave, when the youth get brave. You see, in the 60s, 70s, 80s, the youth, they were making songs to uplift the masses. But now a lot of the youth are so distracted. At the same time, we're seeing a reemergence of the youth through music, waking up. And that's how this all ends. You see, it's all about the youth. And a lot of the youth are distracted on TikTok, on Instagram, and that's okay. But remind yourself, if the youth fall asleep, it's over, because the revolution begins with the youth. When the youth are saying, actually, we don't want it, we want to be free, that's when this all ends. And that's why I'm making videos for the youth, to inspire the youth. I got people 12 years old who watch my videos, 6 years old who watch my videos, 3 months who watch my videos. And I got people 28 who watch my videos, 50 years old who watch my videos, even grandmas and granddads who watch my videos. We got the cat down the road who watches my videos. We got butterflies who are watching right now. Hey, they were caterpillars before. When will this all end? When you take back your power, when you remind yourself, you didn't come here to fit in, you came here to stand out. in your truth, in your true authenticity. When you can learn to detach from the matrix, how can you fight something that you still want to be a part of? What? Slow motion this side. Say it again, Ralph. I said, how can you fight something that you still want to be a part of? You can't serve two masters. You're either in or you're out. You're either in or you're out. I chose to be in the world, but not of the world. So I'm not so dependent on the machine world, on the matrix. A lot of people are so dependent on the system, and this is how they control you because you're desperate. Learn how to create your own world. Learn how to be a master of your own universe. This is when it will all end, because you can say, actually, I don't need you. I got the deep divers around me, and that's why I'm just saying, feels so good to be alive, baby. Can I get a hello there? Beautiful deep divers. I'm just, breathing in that good ass prana, baby. Raising the frequency. Shout out to everyone who's been getting the wonderful good ass prana shirts at ralphsmart.com/clothes and spreadshirt.com if you're in America. And if you are a sexy ass model, with a whole lot of heart who wants to model the clothing, well, go and buy some, okay? Add me on Instagram, Deep Divers, for more daily inspiration at Ralph Smart, at official Ralph Smart, and Facebook at Ralph Smart, at Infinite Waters, and Snapchat is that good ass prana, baby. Check out the new book, Deep Divers, for more powerful, life-changing information just like this. Feel Alive by Ralph Smart on Amazon and at ralphsmart.com/the book. They tried to bury us, deep divers. They forgot we were seeds. They tried to drown us, deep divers. They forgot we were deep divers, deep divers. They tried to keep us in lockdown. They forgot we had the key. And the key to your own freedom lies in your hands. You must learn that we're in the midst of spiritual warfare, and it's the battle for the hearts and minds of the people. It's time for you to reclaim your mind, reclaim your freedom, and live a life free from fear and choose love over everything. And this is when it will all end. Oh, I like that. I like that, deep divers. Have a beautiful day. Peace. Infinite Waters, diving deep once again. Stay well, stay healthy. Peace. You leave a comment down below, deep divers, giving thanks and how you think this will all end. I'm an advocate of freedom. Being free is your birthright. And when you hold your freedom as the most precious thing ever, you will always stand up to protect it. And that's what humanity has to do, because if your freedom goes, it's over. You might as well say good night, because you're going to become an AI android. So this is the last chance for you to say, wait a minute, I am holding on to my freedom. Feels so good to be alive, baby. You want me to go live on this topic? Say, go live, Ralph. Peace.